My name is Andy, and I'm 11 years old, and I have leukemia. I didn't want to have leukemia, but I have to have leukemia.
So Andy is very shy, but delightful. He's had every possible complication under the sun. Most of his days are spent in the hospital. He was so excited when we said to him that we were going to have a superhero party. So for him to have something to look forward to and look forward to it with such passion was really important for us. He's a great kid and has a great family. They have truly appreciated what Hope for Henry has done for their son. The most important thing for a mother or a father is to see a smile on their child's face, right? They've just been hit with the diagnosis that their child is a life-threatening illness. They're dealing with that grief, and then to see your child cry, to see your child afraid, to see your child scream and say, I don't want to come into the hospital is horrible. To have a program in place that understands those fears and understands how important it is for a parent to see their child happy. All I can say is that our administration has learned and understood how important these services are for the well-being of a child.
It's really hard to be a kid with cancer and with other serious diseases. And we're there for them to make sure that they get to do the kinds of things that normal, healthy kids get to do. And we do that in a whole range of ways. So we fund full-time child life specialists. And we do things like bring in professional athletes to visit the kids. We have superhero celebrations. We have birthday parties for them. We bring in authors to do readings and book signings. Pamper parties where we give them makeovers and do their nails. We have movie carts so kids can pick brand new DVDs and the carts are filled with popcorn. We partner with Georgetown Cupcakes and they come in and do cupcake decorating parties. Hope for Henry rocks. We bring in professional musicians, movie release parties. We have Valentine's Day parties, March Madness, Super Bowl events. Literally, if you can imagine it, we probably do it already. We do all of these things because we want these kids to understand how special they are and to fill them with hope and optimism and sort of power them to get better. When you're sick like that, the whole world is going on without you, and Hope for Henry goes in there and says, we remember, we know you're here, and we remember you, and we're gonna bring all of those fun things to you.
Like electric.
Oh, does it feel like that in your
Yes.
face? You know, you're not the first person that says that. Sometimes it like feels funny in their face.
Our main role is to kind of reduce the stress and anxiety that comes with the hospitalization. We are interacting every day with the patients. We are finding out what their anxieties are and helping prevent those.
They're here for the first time. They've never been to the hospital, and it is a rude awakening, to say the least.
It starts from a needle stick and it goes all the way up to spinal taps and bone marrows and MRIs and CT scans and unexpected x-rays and ultrasounds, and you know, the list goes on and on and on.
So what my job is to bring a little bit of fun to help normalize the environment. We provide a different type of medicine, and that is the ability to laugh, the ability to make choices, the ability to transform a hospital setting and make it a space where children can play, they can explore. And in doing that, we also heal.
We also have a new patient incentive program that we developed that's called the Hope for Henry Super Path to Super Duper Better. We pay kids in Hope for Henry bucks to do all the difficult things they need to do to get better, and it essentially involves patients as partners in their care.
Charlotte was our first patient to actually ever do our incentives program. She basically piloted it for us.
Charlotte is a very poised, beautiful young lady who came to us with a very rare leukemia.
When Charlotte's hair began to fall out, she did not want to shave her head. She was very attached to her beautiful long hair, and she did not. That was the last thing that she wanted to give up. So a couple of nurses encouraged her with 1,000 Hope for Henry bucks and got her to shave her head.
It's a program by which you earn dollars for things that are difficult for you to do while you're in the hospital. At the end of that, they can choose a gift, whatever they can buy with that money. That's an incentive.
My big goal was tickets to the One Direction concert this summer and I'm very excited.
I actually had zero idea how hard it was to get One Direction tickets, but apparently it's super difficult. So that's the thing about Hope for Henry. They're, willing to go to whatever length they can to help make a kid's hospitalization better. That's what they do. They go above and beyond.
The inspiration behind Hope for Henry is my son, Henry, who died at age 7 after a bone marrow transplant. And Henry was just the most courageous kid I've ever met in my life. He spent a lot of time in the hospital. I mean, we probably spent hundreds of nights a year after his bone marrow transplant. We found it was pretty easy to get good medical care, but none of the hospitals really had any sustained services that recognized that he was just a normal kid. And after Henry died, it was like his 8th birthday, or what would have been his 8th birthday, was coming around, and we couldn't imagine what we were gonna do on that day. And Alan and I talked about it, and we were like, we need to honor his spirit, and we need to do a Henry kind of thing. And so we need to start an organization and call it Hope for Henry and help other kids like him. So all those things that I learned about what kids who are spending so much of their time in the hospital need informed Hope for Henry. That's what Hope for Henry is all about, is him sort of whispering in my ear and reminding me what's really important.
You see, you can look at a loss in 2 ways. You can either be bitter about your loss for the rest of your life and be paralyzed for the rest of your life and never move ahead. Or you can take that loss and turn it into something that honors the memory of whom you've lost and make it so meaningful. I know that Henry's probably up there smiling every time there's a party or every time a child smiles. I think Henry smiles. Hope for Henry is associated with life. It should be the kind of program that every child with cancer or a life-threatening disorder has a right to ask for.